I'm going to be transforming my nails from this to this using acrylic powder at home. Now let's get started. We want to start out with completely bare nails, nothing on them, no polish, nothing. And first thing I like to do is pick out the extension nail for each nail. So I just pick out one, match it up to my nail, see if it fits. I would rather have the nail be a little bit bigger than my nail than smaller, because if it's smaller there will be lifting and it wouldn't really fit your nail properly, but you can always shave down the sides later when we get to the shaving down process. And so picked out all my nails, and then we're going to the next step. Then I like to push down my cuticles with this little cuticle tool. I don't really know what it's called. I just do this to every single nail, pushing the cuticle down so I can have a great clean and big surface to put the acrylic powder. Now to get rid of the dead skin around the cuticle, I use this little tool. Now this can hurt if you do it wrong, so be very careful going in the direction of the skin and just slightly taking it off. You don't want to take off too much skin, because then you will bleed, and then that will get in the way of the process later on when we are prepping the nail for the acrylic. And so you just want to slightly take the skin off. Now it's time to file. This is my little kit right here. I first take that tiny pointed ended tool, and then I get my cuticles again, really get underneath the cuticle bed, make sure everything is pushed back, make sure all of the nail underneath there is shaved down, and remove the oils from my cuticle bed. And filing also helps create a ragged surface for the acrylic to stick to, and so you make sure you get the entire nail filed down, because if one part is not filed, then it won't stick, then it will create lifting, and you do not want that. Moving on to this drill bit, it is still really skinny but has a rounded head. So now that we pushed all the cuticles back and we have gotten all the dead cuticle, we don't want to hit and hurt the new and good cuticle that we want there. So the rounded part helps protect that cuticle, helps buff the nail more, and just to make sure everything is buffed and ready for the acrylic application. Now to glue the extensions on, and now that's the glue that I would like to use, but I ran out of that glue and I had to use this really bad glue that I got a while ago. I do not recommend the glue in the nail polish form that you see that I'm using. I recommend the other glue. If it comes in that little bottle, you're good. It's professional. It's a good nail glue. If it comes in the nail polish form, I don't recommend, because it did not work as well as the other glue. And so when I put the nails on, I make sure they are as straight as possible, and I really wait and press down on my natural nail to make sure it is attached and glued down properly, because if it's not, then we're going to have lifting, and I keep saying lifting, but we do not want lifting. And then I just cut off the excess, make sure that they're the length that I want. I use these scissors. You can use nail clippers, and now I'm going on to the filing process. Now I'm trying to do a coffin shape type of look. The shorter the nail, the harder I think it is to do coffin, and so it kind of turned out just a tapered square nail, but I still like the shape. Now excuse all the crustiness on my hands, but this is the look. This is the filing that I did. They're a little bit coffin but a little bit square at the same time. And now on to file my entire nail. So I use this bigger drill bit that has the protection thing on it, and I just file down my entire nail, and also file down the part where my nail meets the fake nail, and also I do still file down the actual fake nail as well, just to make sure that that has some grit to it so the acrylic can stick to it. Now for the dehydrant and the primer. The big bottle is the Prep B4 extension dehydrant, and then the smaller one is the acid-free primer. Now I use the prep before first, and you can do this more messily as the primer. You can just put it on, it takes away all the oils, takes away all the fuzz and grit from the filing. And you want to make sure you cover the entire natural nail with this product just to get off all of the stuff and make sure you dehydrate the entire nail. And did I say dehydrant? I meant dehydrate. Now for the acid-free primer. This is kind of like a glue, but not really a glue. This is just going to make sure the acrylic sticks on your nail, and you want to be very careful with this product because wherever you put it wherever the acrylic is going to stick. So if you get it on your skin, it's going to stick to the skin. Now onto the actual acrylic application. Now the monomer that I use is by Maya's Secret, and then I usually use their acrylic powder as well, but I ran out, so I just grabbed this one from Walmart. I've used it before, it works fine, but it's not like the professional stuff, you know what I mean? So like, it's good for beginners, but like, if you know your acrylic powders, then you'll feel the difference when you use it. And so the first thing I like to do is wet my brush and then wipe it off a little bit, and then grab a decent size bead, and then I put it in the middle of my nail. After I do that, I wait, let it chill out for a little bit, and then I start to pat it down around my cuticle, and then I like to feather it out to the end, and then I grab a second bead to put at the end of my nail and even out the entire nail. And if I miss a spot, I grab like a smaller bead and put it where I missed, and I just blend it in. Again, I take a decent sized bead, put it in the middle of my nail, let it chill for a second, maybe wet my brush a little bit, and then I pat it in and pat it down and blend it to my my cuticle. And then I like to feather it out and blend it out towards the end of my nail. And make sure I do not have any on my actual skin on the sides, because it will be a pain to file that down. Then I take my second bead and put that at the end of my nail and blend that into the bead at the center of my nail. Now, if this is your first time doing acrylic nails, take your time. I did not do it this good my first time. Trust me, they looked interesting, but yeah, this comes from practice, and so take your time, practice, make sure you get the powder to monomer consistency right, because if you get that right, then you will have a perfect bead for your nail and it'll be easier for you to work with, and that just comes with practice. Honestly, I really don't know how to describe it. Like, after you've done it a couple times, you'll know which type of bead works and which one is too wet and which one is too dry. Now this is how my left hand looks, but I usually do a better job on my right hand using my non-dominant hand. I really have no idea why, because I'm right-handed, but it usually comes out better. I really don't understand why, but here is the finished acrylic application. Now to get rid of any bumps and lumps in the acrylic application, we use the filer that we used before, and we just shave down the nail, make sure it's all even, make sure it looks right, the shape is right and everything. And so that is what I'm doing now, just making sure I look at my nail from every single angle, make sure it's all perfect and looking pretty and how I like it. Now here is the finished acrylic application. I did paint my nails this purple French type of situation. I did not know they were going to turn out this well, that's why I didn't film it, but here is the finished look. I did put oil on my nails to just make sure my cuticles are very nice and hydrated. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.